welcome to our December meeting of Handbags That Help. Of course, we are via Zoom once again, but we're doing that to keep everyone healthy for the holidays. And from the Guiding Circle, it's our sincerest wish that you are all healthy and happy, and even if your holidays look a little different, that you still find much, much joy in them. We wanted to, nope, that's fine, Lisa, thank you. Congratulations are in order for our member and the past CEO and president of the Community Foundation, Kathy Kreuchoff. I stole this picture from the Facebook post that the Community Foundation had put up. Kathy has simply for the last 12 years been a true champion of Handbags That Help and has taken our Community Foundation really on a fantastic journey. They've nearly tripled their holdings and have just been such a major part of our community. And we're just honored that Kathy joined us and that she would share all of her enthusiasm with us. And we wanted to honor her. And so the Community Foundation made up a new fund, the Kathy Kreuchoff Future Generations Fund, which they established. And Guiding Circle members have made some personal contributions to that. And we would encourage our membership to also make contributions if you feel so called. So in an email, we'll send out the information on how you can do that. And if you'd like to contribute, please feel free. That takes us right into Kathy is no longer the CEO. We would like to introduce Dr. Brian Trees, who is no stranger to the Community Foundation, but is now the president and CEO, and he's here for the Foundation 5 today. But I told him since it's his first day, his first Handbags meeting, that he could make it the Foundation 10. So welcome, Brian.
Excellent, thank you so much. I am going to share my slides, but I need the current slides to not be shared. So just give us 1 second. Thank you. All right. So if I could get a head nod that everybody can see my slides. Perfect. All right. So to start with, a little bit about myself for those of you who I have not had the chance to meet yet. I'm a lifelong resident of the community. I've lived in Findlay my whole life and graduated from Findlay City Schools and attended the University of Findlay for both my bachelor's and my master's degrees. And they were both in education. I consider myself an educator at heart, and I have done a lot of work in education in a variety of ways. And it's truly this kind of community improvement work is a calling. I earned my doctorate in organizational leadership from North Central University. And I have to give a bit of a fair notice. My dissertation topic was humor. And humor is a leadership quality. And when people hear that, they immediately assume, then that means that I'm funny. And I want to give very fair warning to that is not a fair assumption to make. I may have researched it, and any humor is typically accidental, and it's usually at my own expense. I spent 15 years at the university in a variety of roles, most recently Assistant Dean of Students. And what that meant, in that role, I oversaw residence life, which includes all the students who lived on campus, judicial affairs or student conduct, campus spirit initiatives, student-run businesses, assessment, and a variety of other special projects and initiatives. I served on the campus violence review team, which looked at potential acts of violence on campus, and the campus emergency response team to handle campus emergencies. I still, to this day, serve as an adjunct instructor in the College of Education. I teach graduate courses to help students earn their master's degree in education. When I left the university full-time, I came over to the Community Foundation, where I served as one of the program directors with Kimberly for more than 4 years. And in that role, my primary responsibilities were Community Heart and Soul, which Heart and Soul is a values-based strategic planning process in rural communities, which we have successfully implemented in both Macomb and Mount Blanchard. Nonprofit organizational strengthening, which is an offering every year of training programs for nonprofit organizations. Hancock Properties and the Family Center, community conversations, advocacy, and other community leadership strategies and initiatives. I am so incredibly fortunate that throughout my career, I have been able to love the work that I do. The work both before the foundation and at the foundation makes a difference. And I view the work that we do specifically at the foundation as a calling and as an opportunity for us to really impact change for generations, which we'll talk about a little later. I am thrilled and honored to be serving the community and the foundation in this role. Outside of work, I've been a board member on multiple boards, including Hancock Youth Leadership, Cancer Patient Services, the Arts Partnership, and Hancock Federal Credit Union. I chaired the Findlay Halloween Parade for 6 years, and I teach kids church with kindergarten through third graders at Journey at Christ Church in Findlay. But my favorite role of all is being a dad. So there is my family picture. I think anytime that it turns fall and you go onto Facebook or other social media and you see the first family take their picture at Wolf's, it makes this response that I need to do that as well. So here's our annual mandatory photo at Wolf's Produce. My husband and I have an almost 2-year-old Harper, who you see there, and she is absolutely the love of my life. She is the best part of my day, and I absolutely love being a dad.
Ryan, could you
yes?
not share the slides or the subtitle? We can't see your full picture.
You can't? Oh, goodness. No. Well, let me fix that. Does that work? Is that better?
Yes. Yeah, so we can still see your slide, the comments, but yeah.
Brian, if you hit display settings on the top of your screen, you can switch. It's on the very top navigation bar. Display settings just next to it.
Perfect. No? Is that better?
There you go.
Yep, there you go.
Perfect. Sorry about that. Let me turn off captioning as well. There we go. All right. So Harper is the best thing in my life. I absolutely love being a dad. And a little bit of fair warning, when we get to gather in person again, if you ever ask me if I have any updated pictures of Harper, realize that it's not going to be a 1-minute conversation, that we will likely be talking for quite a while, because I'm proud of her in this role of being a dad. And when I think about the work that we do at the foundation, I think of Harper a lot. And not just Harper, but other young people in our community. Because for me, it's about the world and the community that we leave for generations after us. So when I think about what we do at the foundation, I think about Harper, and I think about other young people, and I think about what world or what community, what Hancock County do we want to leave for those young people and for generations afterwards. And I think my favorite thing about a community foundation is we do work here and now. We focus on things here and now, but we also focus on work for generations. The work that we do, and I could go on, if it wasn't the Foundation 10, I could go on and on and on about the work that we do and how it impacts generations and generations of families. And Handbags is a crucial part of how we do that. We go by this philosophy: your community, your philanthropy, and your foundation. And Handbags is an example, and just one example, of how we turn this into action. You, as Handbags members, are philanthropists, and you come together to learn more about our community in partnership with your foundation. And together, there's significant work that is accomplished every single year. So some examples: in 13 years, Handbags That Help has made a measurable impact and granted more than $500,000 to our community through the Community Foundation. It is a pleasure for the whole foundation to work with you all and engaging with you to make this work happen, to share areas of needs in our county, and to support your philanthropic goals that you've identified through this group, which involves investing in local families. I firmly believe, and as you get to know me, those that don't know me, I firmly believe that as a community, we are at our best when we work together. I have learned through the years that there is nothing our community can't address when we work together. The challenges that face our community, like all communities, exist, but together we can make a difference. And together we do make a difference on those things that matter most. The relationship that the foundation has had with Handbags through the years is one example of this collaboration at work to make our home and our community stronger. So I was looking through examples of all of the things that Handbags has helped fund in the past 13 years. And I originally said, I'll pick my favorite one example. I couldn't do it. I struggled to narrow it down to three, but three of my favorites. One is the first grant. In the first year, Handbags approved $23,742 for the Hancock County Center for Safe and Healthy Children. That grant covered the purchase, installation, and training of a new video and audio recording system. That system that's been in place has made a difference in some of our most vulnerable young people. It reduces the number of times that a youth victim of sexual or severe physical violence has to be interviewed while they're preparing documentation for the case. In 2008, Handbags approved $26,800 for Habitat for Humanity, which provided the building materials for the Handbags That Help Habitat home. This all women's build was in Hancock County, and through this grant, Handbags That helped a family have a permanent home of their own. That's significant. And the data and the research shows that in that stability of having a home makes a difference, not just for that family, but the generations of the family that follow. And third, in 2018, Handbags approved a $23,945 grant to help expand Leader in Me into additional city and county schools. This program, Leader in Me, has helped bring transformational change in culture, staff engagement, and student empowerment in our local schools. I've had the chance through the years to meet young people at our local schools that are Leader in Me schools. And when you meet and you interact with these young people and you see the difference that this program has made, and may not just now, but the trajectory of their life, it's profound. And Handbags has helped make that happen. These are just three examples, and I could go on and on and on, but it shows the reach of Handbags and your ability to make positive change in our community. I want to say thank you. Thank you for the work that you do, for your partnership with the foundation to help improve families throughout Hancock County. Your partnership helps us do our mission and do our work. It's that time of year, and I feel compelled to share this as well. I want to share another opportunity for partnership. At the end of the year, we typically send out a Spirit of Giving mailer to households throughout our community. This year, we created an online database to support giving no matter where somebody is geographically. One of the funds that I want to specifically identify, and you can reach this from our website, is the Handbags That Help Endowment Fund. And most recently, the Handbags That Help Endowment Fund made a contribution to the Community Emergency Support Fund. Gifts like that help us respond to the coronavirus. And through that Community Emergency Support Fund, we have been able to support eviction prevention, making sure the safe reopening of schools by providing medical assistance to county schools, purchasing iPads for schools, a variety of things that help make our community stronger by our response to the coronavirus. If you are able to consider a gift at this time of year, whether it be to the Handbags That Help Endowment Fund, or I know they mentioned the Kathy Khrushchev Future Generations Fund, or there are a wide variety of options that exist if you visit the Spirit of Giving part of our website. So finally, in the first 6 months of 2021, I'll be going on a listening tour where I'll be talking with people throughout our community, some connected to the foundation and some who have not yet been connected to the foundation, about their impression of the Community Foundation, the role that we can play, and our role in the community. I hope through that to be able to talk to many of you. Some of you I've known for years. I see Mrs. Miller, my 6th grade teacher, is in the room. Some of you I've known for years, and some I haven't had a chance to meet. but I hope during the first 6 months that we have a chance to touch base so I can hear about your hopes for the future of our community. Together, we are stronger, and we can tackle anything when we work together. In the meantime, please reach out to me if you'd like to meet virtually. And I hope you all have the most wonderful holiday season and you get to spend time with those people close to you. So if there's time, I'm happy to answer any questions, or I'll end my time.
Thank you so much, Brian. We really feel honored that you would share your time with us this morning, give us an update on the foundation, and thank you so much for highlighting so many of the things we've worked so hard to help the community with from Handbags That Help. We're going to move right into updates from our Guiding Circle officers. So we're going to start with a membership update from Dr. Marla Frederick. Welcome, Marla.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for coming today virtually. And I just want to give a brief update. Right now, our organization is strong with 141 memberships. And we are happy to share that a holiday gift will be delivered to your home, left near your front door to celebrate the holiday season. And thank you for all of your generosity to our organization and our community. And we all just wish to offer you a wonderful holiday, albeit different perhaps than years prior, but still lovely indeed. So thank you.
Thank you so much, Marla. Lisa, if you'd advance the slide. And Lisa, you're up next with a communications update.
Hello, everyone. I just want to encourage all of our members to help be involved in our communications. If anyone has any ideas of things that I should share on Facebook to help engage new members or continue to spread the word about Handbags That Help, I would greatly appreciate it. You can always email our Handbags That Help email address, and I monitor that regularly. I will be sending out another newsletter here coming in January. But again, if anybody has any input or insight or help, I always welcome it. And I thank you for your involvement. And I appreciate any insight that anyone has. And that is all I have today.
Thank you so much, Lisa. Our next speaker, Julia Walsh, is going to give us a small update on our endowment. Welcome, Julia.
You know what, Alana, I think that Julia might not have been able to join us this morning.
And you know what? That's okay, because I have got an update here for you all. So I wanted to let you all know that currently our endowment sits at $34,481. And that is the fund that Brian was just talking about. It is separate from our fund that we give to from our $500 individual or group contributions every year. This is the money in the past few years that we have mainly received from our Ladies of Legacy campaign. This year, so far, we have already received $2,045 in donations to our endowment fund. So thank you all so very much for sharing with us for the endowment. And we also saw, as Brian mentioned, this was the first year that we were able to donate out from the endowment in a very meaningful way. We gave the $2,000 to the foundation for their fund to help assist with this COVID-19 pandemic. So I think we can move on to the next slide. And Nikki Matheny is here to help give us, help introduce our speakers today.
Great, thanks Alana. Good morning. The Grants Committee has already been hard at work starting the review process of our grants for the 2020-21 grant cycle. Last week, we heard 5-minute presentations from each organization, held group discussion, and began to compile a list of questions for our due diligence. Like this meeting and all other meetings going on in 2020, we met virtually and will conduct our site visits and further meetings virtually as well for the safety of our members. Although we have had to be flexible, we look forward to presenting you all with a thought out and established ballot in March. To further go with the theme of flexibility, before I introduce to you again our 4 grant recipients from last year, I would like to prep you with the possibilities that all grants may not be on track to be fully completed by our April deadline, as they typically are in years past. Due to the extenuating circumstances of this year, components of the grants may have not been able to be safely carried out or executed due to new COVID restrictions. With consideration with the guiding circle and in accordance with the Community Foundation's precedent, we may vote on the March ballot to extend last year's grant cycle timeline if it is requested by the grantees. If an extension would be requested, a special grants committee team would complete an inquiry and assessment prior to being on the ballot. So I ask that we all continue to be a little flexible, but stand strong to our devotion of building strong families in Hancock County. First, I would like to introduce you our speakers from the YMCA. Lisa, could you take me to the next slide? Thank you.
Thanks,
Jenny,
Nikki.
you there? Great, go ahead.
Kramer, our Healthy Living Director, was on, but she had to teach at 10 o'clock, so she had to get off. So I'm filling in for her. I will give you a brief update on our diabetes program, knowing that almost immediately after we received this grant, the Y was shut down for 2 months. And then we had to start a whole startup process. And with diabetes being a priority for us, we did have it in place and we were ready to go. We had 10 participants that were ready to start in October. They met one time, and then following that meeting, there was much discussion about the just high incidences that could happen and that people were nervous. And immediately after that one meeting that we had, it was decided that it was best to just postpone that program. So it is still a high priority for us. It's part of our strategic plan to serve that population. And we are talking with Dr. Grace's office in Blanchard Valley consistently on how we're going to continue this program and make sure it happens. Right now, with the health system being overwhelmed, we are still very much wanting to serve that population. It just has not gotten off the ground yet. So with those 10 participants that started, we're remaining in contact with them, but there is no official program happening at this time. It was our priority maybe late January, early February to try it again. And we're going to work with Blanchard Valley to make sure that it's in a safe manner. And whether that, changes completely, we're still in discussion of whether that could be a virtual program or, just the best way, the safest way to serve those people from Dr. Grace's office that are in our diabetes program. So we will probably be asking for an extension. Just know that it is a high priority for us. And we have a model that we believe works, but we want to do it more. So we'll be in contact and we'll keep you updated, most definitely. I'm happy to take any questions if you have any.
Thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it. And like I said, the grants committee will continue to be in contact with you, and hopefully things start to get resolved that you can continue your program before April. If not, we can look at making a special extension. Thank you. Lisa, could you bring up the next slide? Thank you. I have Jasmine from LGBTQ Spectrum of Findlay. You there, Jasmine?
Yeah, hi everybody. I'm Dr. Jasmine Bradley. I'm the Executive Director of LGBTQ+ Spectrum of Findlay. Just want to thank you again for this incredible grant opportunity. We've been able to kind of continue with the grant. A lot of our stuff was able to flip virtually. So we use Zoom and our Google Docs. We managed to convene a committee in the May-June time to help us as an advisory committee. We contracted with local experts on the subject, and we're currently at the stage where our educational programs are built and about 50% of the graphics is complete. We've spent down 67% of the grant, so we're well on track to kind of completing this grant within the time frame. We are working with the Family Resource Center to see if there's ways to work with their prevention team to kind of get this educational programming into our city and county school systems. We're also working with other organizations that kind of want to engage in this training. Currently, I'm adapting the core alphabet soup training to do a marathon business training. And so it's really cool because that has the potential to bring in kind of $300 to $500 as a donation for us delivering that training to them. So I see like your seed money here has really built us something that we can continue to use for years and years to come. So we're super grateful for that. Some of you may know in the summer, our street painting, our Pride street painting was defaced. And we, as an organization, advocated for restorative justice for the individual that actually did that act. We recently were assigned the young man to our services. So he's come into our organization with 100 hours community service. And so this morning, right before this meeting, I used Alphabet Soup as a training program for him before he starts kind of his placement with us. And I was just sort of thinking before I got on the call, you know, of that quote, give a person a fish and you can feed them for a day, teach that person how to fish and you feed them for a lifetime. And that for me is this program right here. You've given us the resources, the time, the tools that we need to build this allyship program that we are going to use for years and decades to come. And that will sustain us. It will bring in sustainable income. It will bring in sustainable change into the community. So once again, just thank you so much for your donation and just reach out if you've got any questions or if you want me to come and deliver Alphabet Soup to your organization. Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you for your report back. Sounds like everything's on progress. We appreciate that. Next up, I have Ashley from Open Arms.
Hi, good morning, everyone. It's so nice to see you all today. I'm Ashley Ritz, the Executive Director of Open Arms. As you'll remember, our project was Emergency Sexual Assault Family Advocacy. It was an expansion of our current services to adult survivors of sexual assault, 24/7 response Blanchard Valley Hospital. This project was to provide that same 24/7 response to child sexual assault survivors at Blanchard Valley Hospital. Prior to this, Blanchard Valley did not have advocates responding, and we have been able to fill that gap. So since we received the grant funding, we've trained our advocates and we're responding to the hospital for children and providing support to their families. We have provided advocacy to 14 survivors since the inception of this grant. So we're very thankful for that. We received a lot of positive feedback from the family members, just saying, you know, we didn't know what was going on, and to have that advocate support really made a difference. So that's all thanks to you that we're able to do that. I believe we're on track. We've had to make a few adjustments, obviously, since we're responding to the hospital. There were times during the stay-at-home order which they didn't allow our advocates there in person, but we stood and we're providing remote or FaceTime advocacy to survivors at the hospital. So that was during the stay-at-home order. We went back to in-person advocacy for a few months, and now we are back to remote advocacy due to the surge at the ER. It's just not safe for our staff to be out there right now. So hopefully that surge slows down here real soon, and we'll be able to provide in-person advocacy again. But just know we are providing remote advocacy and we're supporting survivors, and that's all thanks to you. So thank you so much for your support, and look forward to talking with you soon. Obviously, contact me if you have any questions or need anything from Open Arms.
Great. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you for helping us build strong families here in Hancock County. Next up, I have Stacy for City Life Findlay.
Yes, good morning, everyone. I had some tech issues, so I had to join from my phone today. So feel free to interrupt if you can't hear me as well. So we, like everyone else, are very grateful for the grant opportunity that we've been given. We have been able to continue on with a lot of the things that we had planned. So our courtyard was finished up just in time for winter. So we were able to get grass planted and the cement is good to go. And we're hoping that in the spring, we'll be able to move our tables in and start with some programming in there. In the meantime, over the winter, we have some things that we are designing virtually. So we have a bike rack and a shed currently being designed with Millstream. So we've had some communication back and forth with that. We also have started the design of our sign, which we are most excited for, so that people can now know where we are. And when they drive past the building, they can see that we have some ownership, and the kids are excited to share that with their friends and let them know where we're located. So we are also starting to take donations from the community to fill our community shed. So we're excited about that. And we've been under budget, which also is positive, because any savings that we have will go towards filling that shed with good quality things for the community to rent out. So yeah, we're right on track and we're very grateful. Thank you. Any questions?
Great, thank you, Stacy. We'll look forward to, maybe you can send us some pictures in the spring when the children using the facility. That'd be awesome. We'll share it on our Facebook.
Great.
Well, thank you. That's all I have from the Grants Committee this morning.
Thank you so much, Nikki. And thank you to all of our grant awardees from last year for sharing your time with us, giving us updates. It's so exciting to see that even with the pandemic, you're able to move your projects forward, even if it was not as much as you had anticipated. We're just so very happy that you applied for grants and that we're able to fulfill them for you. Okay, we're moving right into our Ladies of Legacy. Lisa, if you would advance the slide for me, please. And our first Lady of Legacy is our own Ginny Lee Pilstall, and she was honored by Gwen Coonsley. And Gwen wanted me to share that Ginny Lee's professional career was focused on helping others. And in her retirement and her move to Findlay, she continues to positively impact our nonprofit community through her impressive volunteer career. And Ginny Lee, I don't know if you would call it a career, but it certainly is. Your dedication to Handbags has been so important. Always being on the grants committee, which does it's such a core part of our group. We all appreciate you. And I was so very happy when I saw that Gwen wanted to honor you. So congratulations, Ginny Lee. I will get you your charm, and I will also get you a copy of this slide, just so that you have it for your memories. And our next Lady of Legacy is our own Sue Lehman. She was also honored by Gwen Kingsley, and Gwen wanted me to share. Sue's volunteer efforts within our community are fantastic. Her leadership at Hope House and spearheading efforts to tackle housing problems in response to the COVID-19 crisis have been impactful and inspiring. And really, Sue is full of energy. She's always doing something. Her job at Hope House as the CEO of Hope House is such a full-time job. I'm always amazed when I see her out in the community volunteering still. She's just a wonderful part of our group and a wonderful part of the community. I was also just so happy to see that Gwen wanted to honor her today. So thank you, Sue. I have a charm for you, which I will get to you, and I'll also bring you a copy of this slide. And our next Ladies of Legacy are near and dear to my heart. I wanted to honor my mother, Sharon Brock, and also my daughter, Anna Lee Rose. We call her Rosie. And I just wanted to write that through her volunteer work and charity, my loving mom taught us how to live a life focused on helping others. This is a legacy I strive to pass on to my own daughter. So Mama, thank you so much for growing up for so many years, my mom was a really integral part of our Girl Scout area up in Michigan. She ran as a volunteer amazing summer camps. These were summer camps that I got to go to. So all of us kids from the suburbs went, but they also, so many children from the inner city came, and they just got to be kids at camp because my mom put these amazing camps together. It was wonderful, wonderful way to grow up. And she and my father moved to Findlay a couple of years ago, and that's just been fantastic because my kids are with Grammy and Papa all the time. So Rosie is Mom's best friend. They have so much fun together. So I have charms for both of you, and I love you both very much.
Do you want me to speak?
Yes, I will let you present, Lisa.
The next lady of legacy is my mother, Anna Snyder, and I asked her to join us today so that she could see I was honoring her. She lives in Florida currently, but my mom taught me what it means to be involved in the community. Her kindness to others and energy are qualities exemplified in inspiring others to join her. So as a mother, I didn't think I was going to cry. I believe it's part of our duty to show our children what it means to step up so that they will do the same when they are adults and have families of their own. So I appreciate that my mom inspired me to do that and be a part of the schools and the community. Not only that, but one thing that she showed me and a lot of my friends remember is what it means to be inclusive of everyone, not only with your own friends, but other kids that may be left out of the circle, whether it's in Girl Scouts. We had a few girls that weren't as good of friends with the other people, or whatever activity it is, to always try to get everyone to join in and be a part of that activity. And so there are so many lessons on all of that. And not only did she show me that, but she showed other children how to be inclusive and an example to others. And so anyways, I honor you, Mom, today, and you will be getting the charm as well.
Thank you so much, ladies, for joining us, and our Ladies of Legacy. I'm so pleased that you could be here to see yourselves honored. I know we'd love to be in person, but I really do love seeing all your smiling faces on my computer screen. So I hope that you do too. Our upcoming events, the book club really is happening. This fall was just a little crazy, right? So we're going to get through December, which is also crazy in a different way this year. And on Wednesday, January 20th, we're going to have a Zoom meeting. Fill up your mug with cocoa, decaf coffee. I mean, maybe you can do full strength that night, a glass of wine, whatever you'd like. And we will discuss our book, Next Year in Havana. So if you haven't got a copy and you haven't read it yet, you definitely have some time. It is a quick, fun read. It will make you think of warm places instead of cold, dreary Ohio. And we hope that you will join us. And then after that, our next general meeting will be March 10th at 9:30 a.m. via Zoom. This will be our voting meeting, which is a closed meeting. So we ask that there are no guests present. We will hear from all of our grant applicants, and then we will be able to vote. And Guiding Circle is working very hard to make sure that the voting system for this year will be smooth and also very reliable. And I think we've got a good plan in place for that. So we look forward to seeing you all possibly on January 20th and most definitely on March 10th. I think we're ready for the next slide. It's time for the good of the order. So if you have something to share, please unmute yourself and share it now.
I have a question for Alana.
Yeah.
For the book club, is that book on Hoopla? You know?
I I think that it most definitely is on Hoopla. One of the reasons we picked it, I had a very good recommendation from a friend. And also it was a Reese's book club, Reese Witherspoon. So at the end of the book, there are some really good discussion questions for us to use because reinventing the wheel is not my strong point. But I believe it is on Hoopla.
Okay, so if you have a Kindle or you can go, or a digital book, you can go to the library and you can get that link to Hoopla, and you can get all sorts of books on there.
Yes.
Oh, wonderful. So that's free then, I'm assuming.
Oh, absolutely free.
It's free. And Gwen, just to let you know, I did read it on my Kindle and I borrowed it from the library
Okay, great.
for free. And I can't remember. I don't remember if it was through Hoopla or just through the library app, but it was readily available. So pretty easily. So I don't think you should have a problem finding it.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Well, I have a little good of the order, and that's that I noticed that MCPA is having on this Sunday a virtual performance geared at families and children of the Nutcracker. My family has done a few of these virtual performances throughout the pandemic, and the kids really enjoy it. So I think it was Sunday at 2 p.m. and it's through their Facebook page, I think. So maybe you could join them for a little bit of fun. Do we have any more good of the order?
It's not really good of the order. I just wanted to say thank you. I am totally overwhelmed, Gwen. I can't tell you how much this means. Thank you very, very much.
Well deserving.
I have tears in my eyes.
Oh. I'm so happy, Jenny Lee. I really was just so happy when I saw the information come that Gwen wanted to honor you and Sue. I was just really, really happy about that. So congratulations, and I will be stopping by with goodies for you. And I will wear my mask.
Okay, very good. Just text me when you're coming and I'll wear mine.
Okay, sounds good.
And thank you as well from Lisa's mom. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Anna. It was so good to see you this morning. Well, ladies, I think that is our meeting. If you have anything you want to talk about, please feel free to contact me. You can send an email to the Handbags email account, and Lisa forwards those on to me right away. And I just want to say, I hope that you are healthy. I hope you're happy and well. And I hope that you have an enjoyable holiday, even if it is different. Take care, everybody.